So today we are making a video on Openstage Linux distro. So here is the boot menu. So let me quickly boot it in the virtual machine. So let's check the English language, United States, and let me boot it in the live boot. So here is the Openstage Linux distro. So I forgot to mention that I'm running it on a virtual machine, which is a VMware. So it took just like a 35 seconds to boot up to the desktop layout. So before doing anything, I'm going to show you the system monitor or the task manager to see how much of resources it's consuming. So I didn't change even display settings or anything like that. I want to show you the exact how much of resources it consumes. So the CPU is almost 80-90%, so it's pretty much unstable right now. So memory is almost around 1 GB. So I'm using a 8 GB of RAM for the virtual machine, and my CPU is i5 1240p. And also for the hard disk, I'm using the virtual disk, which is a 60 GB of hard disk. So these are all the process running right now. As soon as you boot up, these are all the process will be running. And in this case, the CPU is pretty much unstable. So I'm going to check the version of the task manager. So here is the task manager version, which is 1.5.2. I'm going to close, and I'm going to change the display settings now. So I didn't open any of the settings or anything. I just opened the task manager because I want to show you the how much of exact resource it consumes. So my monitor is 1920 into 1080 with a 16:9 ratio. Let me click on keep this configuration, and I'm going to keep the task manager in the right side corner. So there are other desktop environments available in the Openstage Linux. So I never made a video in my channel about this Linux distro. I covered almost like 3000 videos, but never made a video on this one. So here is the Linux distro. So you get the XFCE desktop environment. So here is the system resources or the task manager. I'm going to keep it in the right side corner throughout the video so you can see all the changes throughout the video. Let me open the browser, and I'm going to show you the official website and all the downloading process and other desktop environments which are available in this specific Linux distro. So CPU went right down. As you can see, it went to 17%, like a 23%, under 20% it's going down. So I think it should be working properly now. So in the beginning it was consuming a lot of resources, but again we got the Firefox browser in the background, so it's consuming a lot of resources. So RAM is almost 1.3, 1.2 GB. So on the RAM it's pretty much stable. On the CPU it's pretty much unstable, as you can see. It's consuming a lot of resources in the CPU. Let me show you. So here are all the resources. So you can judge whether to use this Linux distro or not. So it's consuming a lot of CPU. So I'm going to type in about support and hit enter. So the version you get is Firefox 100. So the latest version right now available is 129. So you get the 100 version right here. So distribution ID, it's Artix Linux, and here is the operating system theme. Here is some of the Mozilla Firefox version. So it should be the old ISO file. I didn't see the date, so there was no date or anything like that in the official website. So the ISO file was only available. So I'm using a 8 GB of RAM for my virtual machine, which I already mentioned. So here is the disk space. When you scroll it down, you should be seeing all the distro information and some browser information. So you should be seeing everything here. So I don't think it's a latest version ISO file, because the Firefox version is 100, so it's pretty much should be old, like 8-9 months old. So the window protocol is X11, desktop environment is XFCE, and you should be seeing other information like display resolution and all those things. So you just need to pause the video and read everything right here which is available if you consider it as an important, or else you can just skip this part. So let me search with the Openstage Linux. So this is the search term you need to type in the browser to get to the official website. So this is the link. Let me click on the link, and we need to wait for a few seconds and we should be seeing the official website completely loaded. So let it load. So here is the information of the Openstage Linux. Stable new Linux operative system based on Artix and Arch Linux repository with a rolling release model. Explore and discover it. So here is some of the information. We use OpenRC as our default init system due to improved performance and keep alive the open source philosophy. So here is other information. For the live boot password, the password, I'm going to show you all those things. So here is some of the information. If you want to get all the information, you can just go to the website, or else you can just pause the video and read everything from here. So when you click on the downloads, before the downloading process, I'm going to show you the features. When you click on features, you should be seeing all the features, Dolphin, K8 and all those things. So here are all the features. SE Linux and firewall security protects you. System performance and optimization. So here are all the features. Let me click on download. And you should be seeing the live user credentials like a password and the username and all those things. So i3WM new ISO is ready to download. So I'm using the XFCE desktop environment because I want to show you the XFCE. There is also i3WM. So here are the requirements and project status. So minimum requirements, you need a 10 GB of a free hard disk. Swap partition is recommended. RAM memory is 2 GB. Internet connection recommended. So I have like a 8 GB of RAM, CPU is i5 1240p, and 60 GB of hard disk, virtual disk. So this is the hardware running right now. As you can see, it's consuming a lot of resources. So when you scroll it down, you should be seeing the ISO files. So direct download and also torrent download, and live ISO information. The live user is Openstage and the live user password is the Openstage. So here is the checksum, and in order to download the ISO file, you just need to go up, and if you want the torrent, you can go with the torrents, like a drop down menu, choose your torrent here, or else you can choose the ISO file. You can directly download in the browser or the download managers. So these are all the desktop environment you see: i3WM, XFCE, Mat, Plasma Desktop and the Cinnamon. So if you want other desktop environment videos, you can let me know in the comment section. I will be making those videos. So right now we are using the XFCE. So let me click on the XFCE. And here is the ISO file. As you can see, it's a 2022. So it's almost a 2 years old Linux distro. So I didn't read this 2022 in the beginning because my download manager was just showing the Openstage XFCE when I was downloading. So right now I can clearly see. So it's a 2022 ISO file. So it's a 2 years old ISO file. So I don't really recommend this for a normal user or a simple Linux user. But if you are a distro hopper, you can try it in the virtual machines or the live boot. So it's a new Linux distro, so if you want to try it, you can try it. So I'm going to show all the things which are available in this Linux distro. So we got all the information from the browser. So let me close the browser. Let me open the terminal and type in some commands to get the other information about the distro. So let's scroll it down here. I don't know where the terminal went. So here is the terminal. Let's check the version. So 1.0.2. Let me type in. So I hope we can make it bigger. So let's try to make bigger. So I can't do that. Let's check there is any terminal here. Let's go with the applications, system. Let me open the fish. Let's make it bigger so you can see everything properly. So let me scroll it down and let's check the version. So XFCE terminal 1.0.2. Let me type in neofetch. Enter. So I'm going to change the color of the terminal so you can properly see. Let me go to the colors, load presets. Black and white should be good. So operating system is Openstage Linux. I'm running it on a VMware, which is a virtual machine. The kernel you get is a 5.17. So the latest version of the Linux kernel is 6.10, which is available right now. So uptime is 10 minutes. So it's completely 10 minutes right now after booting. So packages 859 Pacman, shell bash version 5.1.16. Here is my display resolution. Desktop environment XFCE 4.16. I think the latest version of XFCE should be 4.18.4 should be, I guess. Theme and Nebula, and also icons. Terminal font. Here is the CPU and other information. It says 900 MB now, but here you can see 1.1 GB. So let me type in INXI and hit enter. So here you should be seeing again the kernel, storage version, CPU information, uptime, and the process running right now are 264. Here is the INXI version. Here is the RAM. I'm going to type in another command, which is INXI -b. Hit enter. So here you should be seeing other information. For example, the system information, the machine, which is a virtual machine or the VMware. Here is the CPU information and the graphics information, which is display is X11 server Xarch version 1.21.1.3 with the XVLAN version 22.1.1, VMWGFX version 2.20, and other things are like a 1920 into 1080 60 Hz resolution. Here is the network information. Here is my drive or the virtual disk, which I already mentioned, 60 GB, and INXI version already mentioned. So let me type in INXI -F. We need to scroll it down, and here you should be seeing more information. So before commands was like giving you the short information, but you get the complete information right now. So here you should be seeing audio information like a pulse audio version 15.0 here, and ALSA version is right here. So again there are same things, so I'm going to type in another command, which is INXI -G. You should be seeing other information here. So let me type in cat :etc :issue. Hit enter. So here you should be seeing the user and the password, which is Openstage, and here is some of the information. So let me type in the final command, INXI -SV8. Hit enter. So you should be getting all the complete distro information, so in a full form. So I'm going to show all the information. So here is the system. You should be seeing the LightDM version 1.30.0 and the WM version 4.16.1, XFCE version and GTK version, which is 3.24.29, and the Clang compiler Clang version 13.0.0. So this command will grab complete distro information. Here is the machine information. Here is the complete RAM information. Let's scroll it down, and here is the complete CPU information like a speed, flags, topology, and all those things. And here you should be seeing the vulnerabilities. Let me scroll it down. So the graphics information, complete graphics information, for example like a monitor resolutions available, and the Mesa version, and the double LVM version, and so these are all the things which I already mentioned in the beginning. So I'm going to scroll it down. So here is the complete audio information, pulse audio, jack version, ALSA version. So you should be seeing everything here. Jack version is 1.9.21, ALSA version is right here. So here is the complete network, Bluetooth, and the drives and all those things. You can just pause the video and read everything from here. So here is the USB sensors and also the repos and all those things. So here are all the repos. Here is the process, memory, and other information like a shell bash version 3.4.1 and RC OpenRC version 0.44.10 as you can see here. Fish version already mentioned, bash version already mentioned. So wake-ups 204 init. So these are all the things we need to see from almost every distro. So I got all the information here. And also CPU went down for some reason. It went almost like under 15%, 20%. So let me type in the headstop. Headstop is not pre-installed, so if you want you can install it. So we got everything from the terminal. So I'm going to show you the installation process by double clicking the installer. So you should be getting the Calamares installer. So there is no enough space drive, at least 5.5 GB is required. The installer is not running with the administrator privilege rights, administrator rights. So as you can see, the computer does not satisfy. I already have like a 60 GB hard disk, but it says something is wrong here. So you need 5.5 GB available drive space. So I already showed in the terminal that I'm having the 60 GB of virtual disk, but for some reason it says like this. If you don't know about the installation, then you need to check the tutorials in the YouTube. So there are like tutorials available in the YouTube. If you want, you can see the installation there. And also if you want, you can check it in my channel, but there is no specific installation tutorial in my channel. I covered like 3000 videos, but I never made a specific installation tutorial, just a short tutorial. I never made it like that. I completely made like a Linux distro information like the same video like this one. So I will be covering everything in that video. So I didn't make just the installation videos. So, and also my videos will be a bit lengthy because of covering all the features. It will be like a 25-30 minutes. So it's better to watch some short videos which is available in the YouTube. There are a lot of channels who make the installation videos of the Linux distros in the hard disk or virtual disk. So it's a Calamares installer, so you should be seeing like a 2-3 videos and you should be good with the installation. And I'm not going to install because of this reason. And let's check the what applications you get pre-installed. So these are all the pre-installed applications you get from the Openstage Linux. Most of them are from the XFC desktop environment, so you don't get anything from the Openstage Linux. So let me show you. On the accessories, you should be seeing all those things from the XFC desktop environment, so there is nothing here. So again, in the graphics, nothing. On the internet, browser, multimedia, you don't get anything. Office, you don't get LibreOffice or anything. Settings, nothing here. So you basically don't get anything, any bloatware or anything. You just get the installation and some hello, Openstage hello, which should be the welcome screen. Let's try to open that thing. System, let me open the hello. So here is the welcome screen of the Openstage Linux. So other than these two applications, there is literally no applications or no bloatwares or anything like that. So these are the thoughts on the Openstage from me. So you can see you saw all the video. Throughout the video you should be seeing the CPU and RAM, so it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use it or not. If you're a normal user, I'm not going to recommend because this is a 2 years old ISO file, so I don't really recommend you, because some of the users want a Linux distro for their main PC or work PC. So this is the old ISO file, so I'm not going to recommend you. So it's better to go with XFC desktop environment. If you like the XFC desktop environment, go with the Ubuntu or the Manjaro Linux or Linux Mint, or there are a lot of Linux distros like a Debian. So there are always up to date, and you should be good with those Linux distro if you're a normal user. But if you are a distro hopper, you can just try it if you want, because this is a new Linux distro. So in my channel, this is a new Linux distro. It's not a new ISO file, but I never made a video on this, so that's the reason I'm calling it as a new Linux distro. So let's check the desktop wallpapers, and I'm going to end the video because there is literally nothing. So I'm going to show you the about XFCE. So here is the about XFCE version. Let's check the desktop wallpapers and let's end the video. So you get most of them from the XFCE itself, but you get some other wallpapers also from the Openstage Linux, I guess. So this should be the from the XFCE. Here are the menus, here are the icons. Let's check the appearance now. Let's go to settings and appearance. So you don't get any themes or anything, you just get the ant nebula, icons, fonts and settings. So you pretty much see everything. These are all the things available. And also the XFCE desktop environment is also not the latest version, so I'm not going to really recommend it. So let's check the version of the file manager, which is Tuner. You get the 4.16.10. So I'm going to end the video here. So at the end of the video, these are all the resources. Here is the CPU, here is the RAM. So it's clearly up to you to judge whether to use it or not. In my point of view, it's better not to use this Linux distro if you're a normal user. But if you're a distro hopper, you can try it in the virtual machine or like a live boot. So there is already available video is posted in the YouTube, because I'll be posting 2 videos daily without missing any day. So if you want to subscribe, you can subscribe after watching that video. So I'm going to show you the logout screen and I'm going to end the video. So let's wait until the logout screen is here. So here is the logout screen, which is fancy. Here is the XFCE session. So you get only the XFCE session. The password is Openstage. So by look, it's pretty much good on the login screen. And I think I'm going to end the video here. Again, thanks for watching. Peace out.